What's up friends, I'm Toby Travis and in this video we're gonna talk about stage presence. Let's go! Do you have a show coming up? Or perhaps a verbal presentation? Performing in front of an audience can be a daunting task, but in this video I'm gonna give you 5 tips on how to improve your stage presence. Oh, and if you like this video, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button, alright? Tip number 1, posture. Posture is super important as it projects confidence and presence. When you're up on the stage, you want to be as big as you can and you want your body language to be as engaging and welcoming as possible. The general idea is just straighten up, puff up your chest, so like an open gestured and welcoming body language. And I have 2 exercises to help me keep my posture up on stage. The first one is, I think that's from a teacher once, but imagine you have a string in the back of your head and you just pull it. So you're gonna have your presentation or whatever, you get up, get your papers in order, and then you just see, instant success. And the second exercise is a little bit more abstract, but it's like when you get up on that stage, imagine that your feet spring roots and your shoulders grow wings. I know it sounds really cheesy, but it actually kind of works. The whole idea is just imagining yourself projecting all over the stage. You want to be big and you want to be powerful and you want to cast a huge presence. And this is just one of the many ways that our mind has this enormous power over our behavior. So it's very easy to trick the mind. So if we imagine things like this, these concepts or mental exercises, you can actually see a difference. So it's just like anything, it's all in your head. So if you imagine greatness, you will project that as well. Tip number 2, preparation. This sounds kind of obvious, I know. I usually go for the low-hanging fruits on these videos, but I actually have a point here as well. And that is, if you're gonna hold a presentation, chances are you are well prepared, or at least you should be. But this goes for live shows as well, when bands, for the most part, they are well rehearsed in their material, or at least you should be. So they have rehearsed their songs to death, and they just know every intricate detail, and they are super confident they can play the songs, and when they do, it sounds great. But many bands skip out on rehearsing or preparing the in-between sections. So you end up with a show that completely loses energy between songs. So your song builds up some power and people are psyched, and then in between just quiet and awkwardness, and then you start the next song. And that just screams amateur. You want your entire set to be a refined and sharp experience. Usually when we play shorter sets, like sub 25 minutes, we never go quiet at all. Between songs we have some music cue, we start perhaps like an intro or something playing. Always prepare something to say in between, if you're gonna say anything even, or just present the song. Keep it short, keep it clean, trim the fat, so to speak. Nobody wanna hear a bunch of ums and ah in a rock show, okay? So if you're gonna say anything, prepare it. Not many people can just come up with something great on top of their head, so it's okay. Prepare something. Like perhaps I should have done here. This also makes the show itself just smoother, as there's less uncertainty to the whole show. If you practice the entire show as one thing, then you're gonna be able to execute that one thing as confidently as you do your songs. So, I mean, imagine that. You got your whole set just down to the teeth. So when you play it, it's just super tight and awesome, no matter what. And then the uncertainties arrive when it's about getting on and off stage. That's not as easy as practice. So it's just about doing it a lot. And you're gonna get routine here as well. So yeah, prepare yourselves. Tip number 3, crowd work. So what makes a live show so great? Except for the fact that it's in the moment and right there, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. Like a piece of art is just being built right in front of you, and when the guys stop playing, the music doesn't exist. Did I say that in another video? Maybe. It's something that shit just blows my mind. Anyway, that's that's so amazing about live music. But also, one thing that makes the live experience so cool is just the interactive element. So as a performer, you want to offer this to your fans or to your crowd. This is quite a broad subject, but it's all about engaging your audience in a more literal sense. This is mostly for the frontman, but it goes for the entire band as well. I've seen bands where the entire band just reeks of stage presence. Even, you know, the bass player is like, yeah man. And that was just so fucking cool. So everybody stood in the audience. It was just an awesome show because everybody just reeked charisma. Super cool. So engaging with your audience is really powerful. And this can kind of be divided into two sections. And you got the more, like, you know, the eye contact and the move around thing. Being an active presence on stage, singing towards people, looking around the room, trying to engage everyone. But you also got the moves, the tricks you can pull out to trigger the excitement within the audience. And these can be used as powerful tools to make your live show a better experience, or to make the audience, you know, let go of their inhibitions. Some of the classics like clapping. So, you know, you got a section with a steady beat and you encourage the audience like this. Super simple thing, and it doesn't take much from you, but the cool thing about clapping is that it's a fairly low cost move. So even this is one of the moves you can almost open up a show with, because some of the moves require the audience to already be convinced, you know? It's like a currency. You can't just ask the audience on your first song to sing along if they're not already fans. You usually have to convince them and win them over. So some moves help achieve this, while some are more effective but also more expensive, if you will. So the clap is pretty good. It's a pretty good early show tool, but it works all around. And like I said, this is something that most people can engage in because it just doesn't take much. It doesn't take much of your audience member to let go, because it's just such a simple motion. Second classic one is a chant. This one requires a little bit more, so you can't really pull out the chant on the first song, but rather like a couple of songs into the sets maybe. If you feel like the audience is getting into it and they are like psyched and pumped, that's a perfect way to drop a chant. And don't make it too complex. You need something simple, like perhaps hey, hey. Or we usually have some simple melodies that we have the audience to chant, like that kind of thing. Then you can just show them and hold out the mic like this, and people understand what to do. And if they're into it, they're gonna do everything they can, because they've just been eager to express how pumped they fucking are. This is of course easier in metal and rock because of the over-the-top nature of the shows, but I think every genre could use crowd work in a very great way. Direct interaction will put a powerful spice on your live experience. This can be the one thing that turns a fan into a hardcore fan, you know? If you really captivate a person and you make that connection, it's a fucking powerful thing. Tip number 4. Let it go! Did you play a wrong note? Did you have a voice crack? Or your drummer dropped his stick? Just let it slide. He will pick up a new one, your voice will get better, and you will get back to playing. I mean, chances are, most people who come to see a local band, they don't really know your songs, so they're not gonna see, or hear, rather, that you played wrong unless you show it. So if you're a guitarist and you fuck up like a note, I do that all the time, nobody hears it, nobody cares, because you don't project that. You don't project the failure, you just ignore it, let it slide, let it just go with the flow of time, down into the past, because that's what it is, and that's the cool thing about live music. Everything you fuck up, everything you do, it just goes away, goes into the past. So if you ignore it and you just better yourself, you can't fuck up an entire song, but if you fuck up every once in a while, don't show it, just keep your cool and nobody will notice. It is scary how often you see band get caught up in all this, but it's back to the whole mental thing. If you get an idea in your head, or if you get these demons into your head, you can't really let it go. They ruin everything, and you start to doubt yourself, and you start to get defensive, and So you gotta learn to just let that shit go and just keep rocking. Tip number 5. Have fun! I know I always cop out with this one, but it's the truth. That's what it's all about. That's what the show is about. That's what music is all about, you know? And people respond to that. If you get on stage and you absolutely fucking love what you do and it just oozes passion out of you, then that shit's contagious, man. People are gonna love it. People respond to authenticity. So, sure, you have to be good, you have to know what you're doing, and you have to practice a lot, but the reason you do it is because you love it more than anything, and that is something that you need to keep. You may play the shittiest shows at the shittiest spots, but once you get up on that stage, you just gotta love it, man. It's just so easy. When we work so hard, you get tired, and you may not have the best day, but don't forget that. Keep the love, keep the passion, because that's so important. I'm always talking about this. Gets me so worked up because, God, like I said, we work so hard, we put so much effort into everything we do, and so much pain. God, putting together the shows and practicing hours and writing songs and get up on stage, and it's tough and it's scary and it's daunting and you can't fuck up and you will fuck up and it's just so stressful. Don't forget why you do it and tap into that when it's time to perform. That's what's gonna make your show the best. That's what's gonna really resonate with people. People don't care if you're some kind of guitar god on stage wailing away, but you're being like totally plain about it. They want passion and they want joy, and you're there to be like a vessel to radiate joy and happiness and inspire these people to do their thing. And that's it for this video. Now, go out and change the world one show at a time. Thank you so much for watching. I'm out. Take care.